to go with a damn good game. Yeah.
Let's have it with Only Pixel and Fall.
You let yourself get carried away.
Wonderful.
Magic
Prepare
is an
for battle,
abomination.
wonderful.
Stay frosty.
Time for the deciding game between TNC and Fnatic. I'm Only Pixel here with Fogs, and Fogs, we do have that last pick, the Huskar, coming into play. How scared should Fnatic be?
That's a good question. I'm not too sure. Like, I think that they just need to hold on, and they do have heroes that can hold on pretty well, right? The Wyvern, they have the Pango, they have the Magnus, they have good ways of deep push, good ways of defending towers with the shield, from the Lich as well. But can they stall long enough for this anti-mage to actually have a game? That is going to be the big question to have. Is he going to actually be able to get to that force where he can actually like fight and just survive this, like what, like maybe like first 30-something minutes? It seems like that the draft for TNC really wants to hit that timing on.
And do you think overall, TNC last game, you said you didn't really like the draft because they struggled to sort of be able to make plays. You're seeing this one already just having a shaker in. Does that sort of solve the issues they had in game 2?
It's better than the last one, but it still feels a little bit limited. But it's going to be a lot depending on how this bottom lane goes too. Like, what's Gabby going to be able to get out of this lane? Is he going to be able to actually get any kills, or is he just going to get kind of owned? As it looks like they're going to start off with this aggro tri lane that might switch away, but I think they might try to get first blood. Okay, just kidding as I say that.
Alright, Jab's going to head up top.
Yeah.
Be there ready to help against the dual lane aggression of TNC with this Shaker, Abaddon duo.
I saw the Orb of Venom, the right away picked up on the Pango, so I was thinking maybe they might try to just make that first aggressive move right off the bat, but not be the case.
On mid lane? I mean,
how's this matchup?
I was going to say, like, obviously Moon, he's going to be able to clean up waves pretty quick with the Empower. He's got that hefty right click. But you'd imagine once at least like the level 3s there on Armel, the harassment from the Burning Spears is going to be a little too much for even the tanky Magnus to withstand.
Yeah, more than likely. I'm just wondering if there's any type of like situation where the Magnus just catches the Huskar kind of low and he like shockwaves him in, and then he gets like an extra like hit or two on him, because Magnus hits so damn hard. But yeah, I'd imagine that Armel, as soon as he gets like level 3-4, he's able to really put the pressure on Moon and just force him to spend a lot more money on regen in comparison, because Armel he gets the innate built-in regen.
Moon, of course, will be able to play the jungle camps just that little bit better than Armel will. So whereas Armel may have control of the lane, you can expect Moon to probably do a good job of keeping up in farm.
Yeah, we see how hard he hits him every single time that he is able to get that hit plus shockwave combo. But then you just get hit back even worse. So SKP, there's more mangoes available.
That's another blast. The slow's there, Savage is in. First blood goes the way of the anti-mage.
They shouldn't be able to pressure this AM too much up in this top lane too. It's an Earthshaker plus an Abaddon. Sure, they can block and ensure that the Abaddon's going to be able to get experience, but as for actually hurting or slowing down this anti-mage's farm, I'm not really seeing it from the lane in particular. The Huskar, that's a different story, but that'll come later on. Nice. He's just killing the pole, not allowing Marsh to be able to use that at all to reset the positioning of the lane. And yeah, Mag's just straight up jungling. So Mag's straight jungling, and Huskar will take the lane. Maybe Mag can actually like farm and match at a decent pace because it's a Magnus.
Yeah, I think he will be able to do so. The way he's going to be able to clean up camps is to keep him level. It just obviously mean that this Huskar will have just a flawless start in that lane, as there's not going to be any hero really that Fnatic will feel comfortable sending towards that mid to soak up experience, with Armel just having full control of that mid lane.
Yeah. Let's see if Tim's actually ends up doing anything to maybe mess or slow down just the farm of the Magnus a tiny bit, or even soak some experience. That might be the case. And he will be able to.
This is going to be pretty annoying for Moon. Knowing that his creep farming will be that little bit more, a little less efficient.
And Armel's going to be, he's going to be a pretty farmed Huskar. And if they can really set the tempo around him with that Abaddon, with this draft, can they just like look to pressure down all those towers to not let the AM get all that space with the Empower? Will be interesting to see as we feel. Oh, look at these lovely items on Jabs. 5 mangoes now. He just brought more.
I mean, he knows that there's a lot of kill potential on KP. If he can just keep him low.
As Brock said it, it's mango season.
Yeah. And the supports, especially Lich players, they know it.
Mm-hmm. The Liches and the Disruptors in particular, they're just like, mangoes, yay! I click my nuke on you, you suffer. And they are suffering. Look at KP. 7-1 last hits.
Yeah, massively bullied in that top lane.
Yeah. They've made the AM miss a significant amount of last hits, though, like in comparison to the OD usage, 22-3 to the 16-10, but he's still doing enough, and he got himself the first blood too. So.
Tim's. He's got the Fisher to play with. So Jab's having Savage around. All that he can do, throw the Fisher, and attempt to maybe snipe some creeps. Won't be the case. Savage gets the neutrals, can get the wave. Moon keeping that efficiency up, stacking camps, cleaning them up.
The value Gloves of Haste, such a good item now. 400 gold allows you to farm that much faster. Level 4 jungler farming at this rate. Empower, strong spell.
Pretty much that whole sort of mid scenario going exactly as we've had it. You're just going to see Armel have the experience advantage, whereas the Magnus can keep up for the most part in terms of gold. The XP for the jungle is just not going to compare to the XP that Armel's soaking up in this lane alone.
Golden jungle is also quite a lot less. He's actually already behind by over 1,000.
Oh.
From that side, because he's fighting like the medium camp that's right next to him. So
yeah,
it can be inflated. If it's like a mud golem, like these little satyrs, it really does get inflated by quite a lot.
What's Armel gonna do with this though? I guess you stay in the lane until you get the armlet.
Until you take the tower. Yeah. Take the tower, and then he can look to move around and put pressure all over the place and slow down the AM. Just run at the AM's tower, get him out of that lane next after he looks to take out mid. But we already see Wyvern is mid. He wants to slow down that push. Especially that first catapult wave in particular.
There's not too much you can do other than just try and pull the creeps away, because standing close to Armel is not an option. Back up top, KP. They're going to chase him.
They've got the Orb of Venom, but the Blink is on cooldown. KP, he's going to make them work for it if they do even want to change. If they do want to chase, but...
Yeah, he gets away. Heads to the north. They don't catch him out. March is going to step in, take the carry away from Jabs.
Very nice. He's gonna hit Jabs. He's got the stun. They've also got Tim's here.
They do. They step forward. Jabs able to get the Sinister Gaze off in time, but Tim's doesn't matter. Still able to lay down the Fisher on the two of them. Slam down Jabs. March is trapped in.
Oops.
A little bit of an unfortunate side effect there from Tim's.
Oh, tower actually switches out to Armel for a second. TP comes in from Ice.
They're trying their best to take down the Huskar. Extra TP coming in. A fair fires pop. Armel trying to walk it off. He cannot do so. The regen not strong enough at this point of the game to outdo the heavy right clicks of Moon, as Armel will be knocked out of the middle.
A very convenient Invinus rune as well to displace him under the tower there, since he doesn't have the RP yet. Wouldn't have been able to do so if he wasn't finding like an Invis or a haste.
Yeah, great heads up though from Fnatic to really use that to maximum potential. You know, Armel, he was having all the space in the world. They cannot afford to let him get too far ahead, as they know that as soon as he does move over to AM's half of the map, it's not going to be happy times for Savage.
Yeah, I love the decision from like Ice in particular. He's only level 4 in the bottom lane, but he's like, they know what the most important things is keep that mid tower alive as long as possible so that they can have the AM actually stay top as long as possible, because as soon as mid tower goes down, Huskar will make the rotation. Will inevitably go down though, and we will see Armel now start to make moves all over the place. Actually, it looks like he's actually still started keeping going, at least for this wave here. but likely to see him pressure the anti-mage lane very, very soon.
Am's farm still at the top for his own squad, but both Moon and Ice lagging behind a little bit.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Savage's game it's just not going to get easier once Armel starts making the rotations. Pressure will be on to him.
March also getting that courier. Nice little slow down, Gabby. Able to get in range for the totem. They will. His arm though. He's actually forced to throw the ulti because of it. Onto a support.
I don't think he's fine. It's a pretty slow-paced game. So far, 8 minutes, only 2 for 3. They already have the lead TNC in the way that they're farming.
And they got good lane setups. That's pretty much what they went for in this game. They put that OD bottom because he's versus a Pangolier, so he's able to get these last hits quite nicely because they didn't actually put the Lich down there either. I thought that's why they might actually put the Lich to try to slow down the OD at all, but no, not the case. And OD is going to be able to get that full free farm as well as the Huskar.
We'll see it again here. The aggression from TNC to get him, find a play. Tim's unfortunately trapping March into his own death.
It was a nice trap though.
Like you say, hey, 2-man fish, and then March is like, oh. Thanks, Tims.
He was dead anyway. He was gonna get hit by the Arctic bird.
But you know that he was blaming Tims in the chat. He's like, Tims.
I'll give them a drubbing they'll not soon forget. Stay frosty.
So we're gonna have to watch the next few moments of where the Huskar goes. Looks like it is gonna be first him finishing the armlet before he actually does leave the lane. He's very close to it anyway though, so he will have that one, and then likely, as we were saying, go toward that top lane with KP. Still can be a bit tough for them to like overall hunt the AM because their lineup is really lacking overall in disables. It's just really the Earthshaker who can set up for it, but that's not really what the draft is the point of them this time around, right? They picked a Huskar because they want to just group up and death.
Yeah, they just want him out of the way.
Yeah.
So they don't need to kill him, they just need to win the game before he's ready to kill them.
Yep, exactly. Ice does not get astraled. He is watched stepping up though. An aggressive swashbuckle forward. Eating those mangoes. Oh, if you kill him after he eats those double mangoes, yeah, they're going on it now. Oh no, oh no, Ice. Okay, he's able to get out. All right. Imagine you eat triple mangoes and you die. Oh, 210 gold down the drain.
The last supper. Top KP. He's got borrowed time. He's fine. I mean, Fnatic, you know, obviously having the Magnus for the AM's farming speed is going to get amped up if he's able to sort of head over when he gets to the point where he has to be forced out of the lane. But
here's
here's now the time where Savage has got to consider where he wants to be, and it's certainly not in this lane against Armel. He'll head away. Jabs does commit to get the outpost. He's going to play with his life. Armel jumps forward.
That's value. Absolutely value. 150 XP to all of your teammates for your death on your 5 position. Well done, Jabs. So yeah, now top tower, and it's just gonna have to be, can TNC keep pressing this issue forward onto Fnatic? So it's a lot of eyes on DJ too to see how much he can slow them down, because that's pretty much the big job out of this Wyvern in this game, is just to stall the game out so that AM can get online versus this lineup. Because AM, if he's able to get farmed enough, I mean, he reigns supreme in this game for sure. If he gets to the very late stages.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And this tower will be theirs. No chance for Fnatic to try and hold on to tier 1s. It's not part of their plan for now. They've got to let these outer objectives go whilst they just make as much as they can happen with the space that they do, you know, that they can control safely. They know that with Savage over on the bottom side of the map, he's far away from that scary Huskar.
They can look to fight on these next few towers, though. They have the level 6 on the Pango, the supports as well, Magnus too. AM doesn't want to get involved pretty much at all, but the rest of them can fight pretty well. Like, Pangolier is pretty obnoxious. Even if you're a Huskar who's super tanky and all this, you're just going to keep getting chain stunned if you're in a bad position, so we could see them look to fight at least around those tier 2s.
Yeah, Savage It's the safest place on the map, really. Being in the Radiant jungle, this is where he's got to farm. Bottom lane.
Okay.
Set up there with a Sinister Gaze. Marsh does get a chance to start the heal going, but moves skewers in straight back into the path of Ice's Thunder.
Oh.
They're going for Roaster.
Very early one.
With that armlet, he can do it safely, especially with having KP. I mean, the armlet can do it alone. KP just makes that a little bit safer. Oh,
You say that.
They still had it. He's happy.
He doesn't want to take an Aegis though. They want the Huskar to get it.
Oh no. Okay, Gabby's there. He can have it.
Oh, but that's not what they want to have it.
I mean, KP's happy. He's suddenly level 8.
Yeah, he just got a lot of XP for it, but let's see that one. Oh, the toggle.
I mean, I thought he'd be safe. The shield was broken through. KP didn't have another shield to throw out.
That was a big hit. He bashed,
He had
109 HP.
Bash.
Oh, no.
I thought he'd be safe. We spoke too soon. And he was not. But, yeah. KP, I think KP's happy.
Yeah, KP's definitely
KP's happy.
He jumped like a full level and level plus or so.
I think it's solo XP from the Roche. There's an off-lane about it.
And the gold too, right? Well, he gets the last hit at least.
Yes, he got the last on it. Yeah, well, it was a good job that the Roshan was low, otherwise that could have been a bit of a disaster if Armor ended up going down any time earlier in that attempt.
If Fnatic gets that Roche, it's pretty like, what the hell? Like, Jesus, game just got impossible pretty much. But now we see Fnatic are going to continue to just play the farm game as we expect. Getting closer and closer toward this Battle Fury. TNC, you got to press the issue forward, but now a little bit scary because you don't have a Huskar with an Aegis. You usually want your Huskar with the Aegis to be that very confident frontliner. He still should be pretty confident anyway without it, but that Aegis always gives you that little bit of extra leeway in case you do make a misstep. OD has it at least, but yeah, you want it on the Huskar.
Oh, Savage!
Blink's on cooldown. Blink's on cooldown. Can they actually set up for him with the Echo?
They'll drop everything, no messing with the ults.
Should not be showing in lanes at the moment. He has to be playing much safer than that.
I think that was going to be a rude reminder of that from there. Blinks in mid, instantly dies. He's not going to do that again.
I don't think he can make a lot of these mistakes in an AM game when you're playing versus a Huskar. If you make one too many, you just lose your entire base. The curse comes out. Is there any other follow-up? Chainfrest not gonna be the greatest. Okay, now bounces back, but
top tower is under attack.
Just to stall the tower, it seems.
Bottom lane. TNC, they've got another catch. Oh, what have they? Swashbuckle and a rollout. Actually, I didn't even need to use the Thunder.
I think he's gone for more utility this game again. Not his javelin. No javelin build, which I know makes us sad.
I know. I thought he just missed the damage. That efficiency, that. But as you say, I guess focused on more keeping himself alive and helping out the team.
Being a team player. Oh, and a beautiful find, 23 Savage. It hits 15 minutes, and 2 seconds into that 15-minute mark, he gets himself a Ring of Aquila. Can't ask for more. On the other side, Gabby gets himself a Vambrace.
Okay, takes it for himself. I wonder if kind of fair you want to give that to Armel, don't you? Some of more value, buffing him up, giving him an extra start early.
It's good on the OD as well. I don't mind the Int Vambrace when you do get it on like these Int heroes early on. And now he has like an item slot opened up too, probably. So I think he was actually already limited on inventory a bit there. So now he has. I think I saw Blink Dagger picked up on the OD. So yeah, he's Blink, Force Staff, and a Vambrace and an Aegis. So yeah, he needed the slot.
Oh, that is a.
Oh, he left the clumsy net there, but he's got buddies to pick it up.
Yeah, we want to get the Pango getting it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Well, okay, we'll see it now. So Sting go pick it up for himself.
He kills a branch for it. He doesn't even leave the branch. He kills the branch to pick up the clumsy net as well.
Mid lane, whoa!
Whoa.
Arm out with the jump in. They're going to need some help with Moon. They do have it. The curse is out. Moon, he's holding on with the up. He's looking for the two big ones. Getting two calls. There's the forest. Swashbuckle moving in with the rolling thunder. Arm out taken out as well as Tim's. They turn over towards Mars. The Ench cannot, or can he escape? He's trying to run. Savages in. Mana Vault does nothing. He did not look at the mana. He just wanted to do it, and it did nothing. Meanwhile, over the other side, another ult's thrown down. Gabby seeing him go down the once. Can they do it a second time? Fnatic surrounding him. Gabby skewered back. I mean, if he can't see them, they can't see him, right? That's what he's hoping for. What? Just got a blink out, but they've got the chase. Blink is there from Savage.
They don't have the chase.
They're not committing.
They're actually not going to be able to get him there. The blink plus the force
was enough. Gabby gets out.
Okay, that's okay. I was going to say, if they lose him there, that's going to be real bad. But either way, you know, I was mentioning about you can't make too many mistakes as an anti-mage lineup versus a Huskar draft. You can't make a lot of mistakes as a Huskar draft versus an anti-mage Magnus draft.
Yeah, you've just given anti-mage his battle fury off the back of that fight.
And you didn't even get yourself like a big tower or something to be able to like you didn't trade anything for that there. You just kind of died yourself to give a massive amount of farm to the side of Fnatic.
Really nice Winter's Curse, and then you know you saw the patience from the Magnus, making sure he gets the two big ones in that RP. And he certainly did.
Yep. And a nice Chain Frost follow with Ice. Like we said, there's a lot of team fight on the side of Fnatic. So being able to actually fight at those tier 2s is possible.
Something that TNC will be very aware of next time. Just diving past those towers, it's not something they can get away with without being punished with Fnatic's great team fight heroes. And Savage, level 12, the Battle Fury, you know, he's still sailing pretty nicely with the farm. Sure, Huskar, Armel has the lead on it all. But I think you've got to be a little worried if you're TNC that Savage, he's hitting those timings and he's going to be farming pretty nicely, being able to sweep the map. You talked about the lack of catch. A lot of pressure is on Tims to lead the charge and set up fights onto this AM.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you just actually itemize for a Hex on the OD next. He has the Hurricane Pike queued up, but I think they might actually just have to go for a Hex like immediately as soon as they can after this. He's gonna still finish up that Dragonlance Hurricane Pike build up first, but yeah, they're gonna really need it to be able to lock down this AM. It can't just be Tim's to be able to the one to do so. Back to the game plan, TNC look to pressure down those towers, but I mean Fnatic, they've got their ults up again available soon. The tier 1 they don't care about so much, but that tier 2.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Gabby, what sort of backup does he have here? He's got Tims. Lock him down a little bit. It's very tanky, Moon, though. He skewers away. They turn their attention towards the easier kill. Jabs will not be able to get out, so TNC at least able for a support, but already we're seeing the difficulty it takes to try and kill like the cores. Mid lane, ISO gets jumped upon, but the Rolling Thunder's out, and he is away. They're struggling to lock down these cores. As Moon and Ice and 23 Savage, they've all got mobility to play around with.
Yep.
So picking off and fighting, that doesn't seem to be an option for TNC. TNC's best bet is still definitely the group up and objective push. But it's going to get harder and harder because Fnatic's farm on their cores is very good.
They have to, for the next few moments, they have to just kind of contain, make sure they don't make any like glaring mistakes, maybe try to get these small little pickups on the side, but it's really all about this next Roshan. That's going to be the big timing where TNC has to really press the issue. And I mean, I usually want to say like the second Rosh is really where you want to actually get like a Rax advantage, especially when you're playing versus an AM lineup. So they have to really press the issue forward here as Fnatic. They've actually got the gold lead with an AM Magnus lineup versus a Huskar. You're already definitely feeling quite stressed if you are a TNC fan.
I'll make Gabby. Side charge set of Tims is in the area. Jumps in, DJ gets the chance to pop the Winter's Curse, and that's going to give his place to get away. They're trying to use the ult. Gabby goes in for the kill attempt, but now he's dragged by the Citizen Gauge. They drop the Echo Slam. Gabby turns, looks towards Ice, puts him in an Astral, but Fnatic, they're still good to fire. It's out on the tree. Boris having a flooding shield, and they're using the counter plays KP to try and keep his team alive, but they've lost March. Gabby's in trouble. Tims comes in again to try and keep the OD safe. Armel's now being able to turn up. Goes in on a Savage. Savage still has the blink, gets away. They've lost a second support on TNC. There's 2 dead. Can they get more? TNC still with their own course, ready for catching. They found Jabs, cancels the TP out with the Astral. They'll make sure that both supports are traded in return.
Having KP playing Abaddon makes that, you know, the RP, you see it right away, it's like, oh my god, it's on 3 heroes, but then, you know, this is Abaddon. He pops ulti, he shields somebody, they're able to actually turn and still fight that a little bit there, but they don't get the big kills. They will, though, get that big tower that they are looking for. They're immediately sending those couriers toward that Rosh pit. to be able to scout when it does come up. Gabby's trying to chase forward. Doesn't quite get that blink chase, though. And wow, a very early BKB coming out.
All right.
He wants to get involved.
I mean,
and did you see the next item he had queued up pretty soon after that on the AM? Manta Rapier.
He's having a joke.
It's True Strike versus Halberd. What do you mean?
He's not getting a rapier. I mean, I would let 23 Savage. I mean, he's the man when it comes to rapier purchases, but anti-mage rapier.
A pistol's just too good of an item on AM. Well, that would be pretty crazy if he does go for something like that.
He would be the kind of guy to do it. On top ice, he's been caught. This time, Tim straight on top of them. He has the lockdown jabs. Ooh, deep it away. He's not going to make it. Tim's easily able to come in, drop another totem.
These kills better. Gabby, especially getting the ones who's getting the last hits, he's getting close to a hex. He's got the Mystic Step, I believe, finished up already now.
I'm playing lovely and aggressive with this playing. 6-0-1. He's just always been leading the way. They've not been able to kill him yet.
Yeah, I love the build up, him going for that. So because he knows he can play that like aggressive style. He knows that the way that Fnatic wants to play this game is just very passively and just getting 23 Savage online. And now Roche is up. Can Fnatic contest this one? They have all their ults and they have very strong ones around that Roche pit as well, but it is starting to die pretty quickly. AM though. 23 Savage is actually just looking to hit on the bottom side, but there is an OD there to respond. And it does not look as if Fnatic can respond whatsoever. TNC already has wards placed out too. March, she's actually just walking up into the high ground versus an anti-mage as an enchantress. No fear.
Armor charging in. Got Tim's in the mid. Tim's actually getting a jump on, but now he turns, moves. He committed for this. The Winter's Curse from DJ is used. Do they have any fall the head again? RP on the turn. The Savage goes in with the BKB. This anti-mage is ready to fight. He's finished farming way earlier than ever any other anti-mage ever before. He looks towards Armel. The Aegis is taken. They've killed off 2.5 of them. Can they do Armel a second time? He's back up with a second life. The BKB for Savage wears off. So hold back. But very, very active involvement. A 24-minute AM with this BKB, seeing the opportunity to fight, and it's a great time. He stops TNC from keeping their Aegis. Now it's a lot harder for TNC to make something happen off the back of that Roshan, and they lose two pretty big heroes. Tim's is gone, and so is Gabby, and Gabby hadn't died yet this game. 23 Savage making these great item decisions.
Yeah, and it really is so much about that timing with the Aegis, with the cheese, that you're able to just really press your advantage as a Huskar lineup to try to take a Rex, but Moon with that bait, he pretty much just forces all of them in there, and 23 Savage, he's able to actually stick on top of Gabby and get a nice mana void.
Yeah, he just knows he can go in, has nothing to worry about, and it's exactly what Fnatic needed to just continue to stop TNC from being able to build up that power that they were hoping for off the back of the Roche.
Yep, and now all they really need to do is just keep their lanes pushed out. And there's no Aegis, so TNC is going to feel a lot more at risk of doing any of those type of plays, pushing past the river, going for any of those like deep other towers. Definitely feeling good for Fnatic here, though. Even though you still see that Huskar, top net worth, it's that AM, he's trickling. He's gonna catch him very soon. Surprised to see how farm the Wyvern is, too. Surprising, but not so surprising because it's DJ. But level 14 with a Blink Dagger, so he can have good positioning, and oh, Moon.
I was hoping that's a BKB TP.
Yeah. They keep setting up on him, the dynamic duo, it seems. Gabby and Tim's constantly looking for these aggressive plays. Oh, a nice pickup for 23 Savage. Look at that. His free Vladimir's for an anti-mage. A Paladin Sword.
Level 19 as well with all these fights that Savage has been able to get involved in.
Gonna have to sell his Wraith Bands already, though. We'll be able to pick up that ulti up and get closer to that Manta style. Losing a little bit of gold value on those Wraiths.
Moon, he's going for the Orchid, something that's very, very necessary against KP. Now he can sort of look to get in with the RP and the silence to make sure that KP cannot use the active element of borrowed time and Aphotic Shield to save himself +1 from the RP.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, it's very different type of pickup, very different type of style. I think it's also just really nice versus OD in a lot of games, in a lot of the cases throughout the whole game as well. So, yeah, okay. I mean, I think he knows he's the empower bot. He's gonna be able to get some of his right clicks, but his job is really just to ensure that 23 Savage has the best game possible. So unorthodox though.
Back to pushing again. TNC down bottom. A little split. Tim's in the mid. He's got to be careful. Curse into the big skewer back. Tim's, he does have the backup of the OD coming in, and Fnatic will respect that. They won't stand around any longer than they need to. Spaces there up top for Savage to take a tier 2 on his own.
He still has the rapier queued up.
I mean, there's honestly, if he does it, I mean, it's good. I mean, with the BKB and the rapier.
Versus Halberd, he's gonna hit right through him, right?
And they may just need that sort of crazy damage to kill Armel reliably.
Tower is under attack.
We'll see if he does it. We'll see if he does it. But there's definitely every reason to believe that he will, knowing what we've seen so far from 23 Savage.
I'd be really, I mean, I'm excited for it. I hope so.
Middle tower is under attack.
It could be the big brain play. And you know he's going to feel a little tempted after how impactful it was last game. Obviously a very different situation, but
yeah. But still,
it is that item. You get it and you get away with it. You just win the game. If he BKBs jumps on these heroes, there's not a lot that they can do to get him off them.
No, they have no BKB piercing anything really on the side of TNC. He should be able to have free reign when he does stick on the target. As the jump forward, Moon.
See, and the skewer back, dragging Armel up to the high ground. He's separated from the rest of the Moon, popping the BKB, trying to take down Tim's on his own. Tim's is able to back away. Jabs throws out the chain front. Then 23 Savage just blows up Gabby. Now turns his attention over towards Armel. Ice, bouncing around, knocking him around. Armel is able to pop the cheese, pushes them back. What did this on terms? He's in the 2-man slam. He's caught Moon. He's caught the AM. Moon is falling off. Will die to the burning spears. Tim falls, but he already did his job. Savage is still fighting fit though. This anti-mage has taken no damage at all. Will get roots, but he jumps across. There's the RP from Moon, locking down Armel. Pulls back KP with the shockwave. KP trying to offer what he can, but KP is out of mana. Armel is still burning them all down. This is Huskar. They cannot quite kill him. He's trying Savage, but he has to retreat. Blinks away. Armel just too strong.
He just holds his ground. I believe who's got that solar crest? It is March. March is also able to survive in most of the fights because as soon as the AM turns to hit an Enchantress, he actually does not have the attack speed to be able to kill this. And so the Edge is constantly throwing the solar crest onto that Huskar and making him that much stronger.
I mean, and if I'm 23 Savage, I'm looking at that fight and I'm saying,
I need damage.
I need a rape. Well, we see it here again. I mean, some lovely plays. Tim's as well, getting away as he did in that top race, so low. And he just getting back in with that echo. He just keeps that extra bit of control being there. When he dies, you know, start juking those shockwaves. And Armel, meanwhile, is just picking them off one by one. Then comes Tim's. It's just, you know, that sure Tim's dies, but it's that extra bit of lockdown that allows Armel to just reposition, get over there, and just continue to keep the fight in TNC's favor.
They don't get Savage though. And speaking of Savage, he now has claimed the top net worth of the game. But he is not going to be going right.
Oh, well, maybe. His team
still has the choice. Maybe he's doing that for his team.
Yes.
His team clicks on him. Oh, he's going MKB. We're good. Little do they know.
Little do they know.
Radiance.
A nice jump forward there by the OD, picking up a solo kill, has to pop the ulti, but I think he's just trying to get closer and closer toward that Hex, which I believe was pretty much finished up now for the OD. So more ways to at least try to catch the anti-mage pre-BKB. BKB usage.
I mean, just because how do they kill this Huskar? It seemed pretty much impossible in that fight. They had the full 5 of them. They couldn't deal with Armel.
They have to isolate him. The thing is, he still had like teammates kind of rallied around him. He had the solo crest. He had like some of these little buffs that was making him that much stronger. If they can isolate him, then they should. And this item also will help quite a lot, as we see picked up too. The MKBs versus that Halberd.
Disappointment.
A disappointment. Ooh, Paladin Sword plus Satanic as well, you know, now on a Huskar. So he was already lifestealing a lot. Now not only does he have more lifesteal, but his lifesteal is also more effective with that wonderful item that we love so much. And KP's got a fun item. Probably one of my my favorite items from TI that we saw, the Aghanim's Abaddon. The constant miscoil heals to be able to protect your allies.
That's just gonna make it even harder to take down Armel. With KP in the neighborhood and Fnatic. See what sort of a catch they can get with this smoke. Sweeping around, all ultimates good to go for themselves.
They know Roche is going to be spawning soon. That's why they're trying to get a fight before that does happen. Because they know TNC, as soon as Roche goes up, that's exactly where they're going to run to. And they do not want to fight versus another Aegis.
Now March, he's not really the dream catch.
No, he's still annoying to kill because of Untouchable. Unless he walks up by himself, but the jump.
He's there. Ice, puts the BKB in the Rolling Thunder, starts to play around with Armel and KP. But the fact the life break, Armel's trying to chase in onto the Pangolier. Another swashbuckle gets Ice back up to the high ground. March turns towards Moon, but a Skewer Wave will save him. Gabby does catch jabs on the back.
I mean, March they can't kill the Enchantress. The attack speed slow is just too much for them. As into Roche they go, it's an Aghanim's Blessing on that Roche as well. We see 23 Savages already immediately trying to push top a bit in. They gotta get in here soon.
He's going for it. He's going to start the action looking at Armel, but Armel just turns, lifesteals up, and that's the BKB committed by Moon. So right at the BKB if he wants to try and get in there a second time. Roche getting right Fnatic. They've got to do something soon. DJ's going to be able to look at play. He has to, but Roche is down. They did get the kill on Roche at Fnatic, but Gabby is able to secure the Aegis.
Okay. He stole what? The Aghanim's Blessing, and I think the cheese was still on the side of. Yes. I didn't see where the cheese went.
Savage got the Aghanim's Blessing for himself, so he was able to stop TNC from getting that. And cheese. So TNC, they got the cheese and the Aegis. Fnatic, they got the kill and the Blessing.
Yeah, so you see that gold lead. It jumps up because of how much that Aghanim's Blessing is worth. So that's why you see the anti-mages, that net worth really skyrocket, and it really go to a 6K net worth just because of that items.
And this, not an Aghanim's we see pretty much ever. It's pretty terrible. Not what you'd ever build on an anti-mage at all. And so Moon,
Gabby?
He's dead. Savage. He's just going to kill Gabby for this, surely.
He's got Aegis.
He's on cooldown. Can he take him at once? He's got to back off. He knows the rest of TNC's there, so he cannot afford to try and pop the Aegis of Gabby. But so this one,
he puts the spell on cooldown.
Got to kill someone with the mana void. It's very, very specific. I think there is still like that little bit of a timing where you hit them with a mana void, you have like a second or something to kill them after, and they do get that debuff. And it puts what the last spell you used on an additional cooldown. How much is it again?
Is it like 70 seconds?
100 seconds.
Oh, it's 100. Oh my god, I've never seen this item before. Ever built on an anti-mage, so.
I mean, it can really mess with some of these heroes, right? You take, just little things.
What if it's Fissure?
Exactly.
100 second cooldown. Oh my god, speaking of it though,
he didn't expect that. He didn't expect that.
Here's the buyback. Are they just kind of... Did they just lose?
Dude, he's short of buyback because his net worth is inflated by the Aghanim's Blessing. Oh no! It's not a blessing, it's an Aghanim's curse! He's gonna be fine. Well, he's short 50 gold.
They're gonna lose at least a set. Okay, he's got buyback. They got a bounty rune.
They got a bounty rune.
Okay.
Crisis averted.
Thank God for Daryl.
Even though they don't want to expand it, they are going to have to just let that mid-range go. As TNC take the mid-set of racks. And now move on for more. It's 50 seconds. They really want to try and poke and force that buyback out for the anti-mage.
Absolutely. That 35-minute mark. This is a very ideal time because look how much lifesteal he gets even without the Satanic on because of that Paladin Sword.
He doesn't want to buy back.
He really does.
Maybe when the Magnus is up.
That's probably, maybe I was waiting for it, but it's dropping. They have the Frost Shield on it. Pango's starting to commit forward.
Here we go. Starting the action, side. Still 25 seconds before Savage is in. Moon goes in with the skewer back, gets Armel very early. And there's the buyback. RPU still jumping. Looking for the commitment with the defensive Astral. Odie was able to get in time. Keeping Armel safe for a little bit. He's back out, and now Armel's good to fight. Savage trying to commit with the BKB. Burning the mana of Armel. But Armel sends his attention back towards the melee racks. As he'll finish that off. Oh, really? Moon gets another skewer in. Armel. He's still ever so strong. Cheese is popped. full health he goes. They do get the full second set of racks. As Fnatic now in a very rocky position. 2 racks down, an AM buyback used, and they couldn't punish TNC for it at all.
Oh, one blink by 23 Savage, too aggressive down in that bottom side of the map, and they get so punished by it. They no way to fight either, because the Magnus had no buyback. You saw that, right? They were just waiting for the Mag to respawn for them to actually have any type of fighting chance, but TNC, they just rallied behind this enormous Huskar. And they have the saves, right? Like the OD. Sure, you saw the Huskar. He got dragged under the towers, but that was a clutch Astral coming out from Gabby. I even saw DJ. DJ bought a refresher in that fight, too, on the Wyvern to try to maybe set up for some further situation in the fight, but TNC was just able to disengage too easily. And oh no. Savage the Hex. Oh no. That's game.
That is game. Oh, feels bad for Savage. That is almost certainly the end of Fnatic's run here. Those 2 deaths.
Yeah, those 2 mistakes.
And he's gone.
There's a couple gone too.
They're out the tournament unless they can do some sort of a miracle.
There is no way that they can kill this Huskar with an Abaddon sitting behind him with an Aghanims, especially with all the items he's got with no AM. Oh, what a way to go out for Fnatic. They're gonna try.
He's gonna look for the skewer back on Armel. Armel diving in even deeper. He says, please, I'll happily fight you. Hex is there on DJ. DJ dead without buyback. TNC, they'll clean up the third final set of racks, get the Megas, and they're on to the tier 4s as they are more than ready to shut this one down and take a step forward here at the Leipzig Major. Gabby just bullying Fnatic, holding them inside the fountain. They have no means, no way to fight TNC, as TNC are far too strong right now. 1 tier 4 left. Ice getting blocked up by the Fisheries, trying to bounce around. He's trying to slow them down. By some sort of time for backup to come in. Moon skewers in, pops the BKB. Armel jumps straight on top of them. They're firing out the chain thrust. They'll have Wyvern back in 10 seconds, but the Ancient is falling. The Frost Shield slows it down a little bit, but there's no way they can stop TNC. GG is full, and TNC take victory and take the series 2-1. They will move on as they knock Fnatic down and out.
I mean, I really love this Huskar pick, and I mean, March, I like the way March like itemized